Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I just want to say to all of the immigrants who think that Black Americans are going to be deported or should be deported, it is not our fault that you don't know American history.
On the Supreme Court.
What position?
Birthright citizenship.
I think so, yeah. Look, birthright citizenship was, if you look back when this was passed and made, that was meant for the children of slaves. This was not meant for the whole world to come in and pile into the United States of America, everybody coming in and totally unqualified people with perhaps unqualified children. This wasn't meant for that. This was meant, when it was originally done, for the children of slaves. And that was.
Now, Donald Trump, who is the president of the United States, has said this on several occasions, that the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship were crafted for the children of the enslaved people. Now, people who don't want to believe this are being intentionally obtuse. They don't want to accept the reality of what America is and has always been. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because of this.
And it is a sign of jealousy that Black Americans cannot be deported anywhere. They're untouchable. They're untouchable. You have to understand, and you have to agree the truth. Man, Black Americans have done nothing to you. They welcomed you with both hands. They welcomed everyone.
I think this young man is African, but he is speaking on the fact that there are those in his community and other immigrants who are furious that Black Americans can't be deported or can't legally be deported from the United States. So let's let him continue.
Have respect to those people who receive you in the country, because we know some other countries where you can just move to, man, and you can't make it. You can't even succeed. But immigrants come to the United States, they succeed.
Now, he just spoke of basic courtesy. Have respect for the people who welcome you into their country, because you can come into this country and succeed. You would think that, everybody understood that, but they really don't.
Some immigrants in the United States are furious that Black Americans cannot be deported. Man, I thought it was jokes. People have ignored the truth. Maybe they don't even know that, or they have ignored the reality. They still claim why Black Americans cannot be deported. They don't know the history. They don't want to read. They don't even care. For them, they want Black Americans to be deported no matter what. They found out that it is impossible. It's not possible to just deport Black Americans like the way they deport others. It started when the Latinos were questioning why Black Americans can't be deported. Mexicans, same. Africans, same. Saying that, we're the same with Black Americans. Why can't Black Americans be deported?
And that's where they went wrong. They were operating under the illusion that we're all the same, and we are not the same. We never were the same. And I don't know why they thought we were the same anyway, when they've been bragging and saying that we came in chains and they came on planes. So that's the difference right there. So why would we be the same? So I don't know what they thought we were doing over here these last 400 and something years, but we were becoming a new people shaped by our experiences, our interactions, and the environment under which we lived.
They always in that delusion of thinking that Black Americans have same status as other immigrants, which is not the truth. Black Americans have supported everybody. Let's put respect on those people. People, they see that Black Americans, why are not getting deported? Why? What's behind that? They always point that you're going to be the next. You Black Americans, you're going to be the next. But then they found out Black Americans cannot be deported. People should have done their research. Because telling Black Americans that you're the next, man, it's like you're ignoring the reality. You're ignoring what's real. For you, you are using your emotions. Your emotions are controlling you, feeling that, man, if I'm being targeted to be deported, so the Black Americans have to be deported too, which is impossible. You forget that Black Americans have put a stone in the foundation of the country.
And I will admit that Africans have the ability to stun me. Ilhan Omar got up the other day and said that the Somalis were ingrained in the fabric of this country. And that is, I mean, I don't know how far you have to reach up into the skies to get that. But she reached as far as she had to. The Somalis are some of the latest immigrants that have been coming to the United States. They don't know anything about this country other than what they're doing up there in Minnesota. And I think we're all waiting to see how that's going to shake out. So on the one hand, these people want you to believe that they have so much culture, they have so much pride, but they do not want to leave this country. And they do not understand that their status in this country is the status of immigrants. And Black Americans are not immigrants. And that's not going to change no matter how much they keep saying, you're going to be next, you're going to be next. We're not going to be next. And I don't try to rebut it by saying, oh no, we were first. We've had firsthand experience with this country, so we do know how it works. But if they were going to deport us, they've had over 400 years to do it. And when Black Americans wanted to leave the country and tried to get away from them, they weren't able to do it. So now we're baked in the cake, and they're not. That's the difference. We actually are in the fabric of the country, and they actually are not. That is the difference. Some immigrants misunderstand how citizenship works in the United States. They don't fully grasp the legal reality that Black Americans are the descendants of people who built this country and are citizens by birth. This misunderstanding leads them to think that deportation is something that can happen to any Black person, not understanding the difference between Black Americans and Black immigrants. And they repeat misinformation that they hear online or in their communities. And this misinformation is leading to the misunderstanding. Now, here's something we know something about. Some immigrant groups try to align themselves with white people. In the United States, there's a long history of immigrant groups trying to gain acceptance by distancing themselves from Black Americans. Saying Black Americans will be deported is a way of sending the signal that they are the good or the acceptable minority. They believe aligning with anti-Black attitudes will help them socially or economically. This is a survival strategy rooted in insecurity. And it's a strategy that hasn't paid off in this administration because the very people that have shown their anti-Blackness are the very ones that Donald Trump has gone after. The Cubans, the Latinos in general, the Africans, the Indians, everybody is on the table. But some of the most vocal anti-Black people are the first ones getting out of here. So regardless to what the noise is online, what Black Americans have to remember is that we have centuries of history here that immigrants don't have. Our foreparents built this country's wealth. They fought for civil rights that benefit all minorities. And we have a deep cultural influence in America. We are woven into the fabric of this country. It is possible that people feel some degree of anxiety because of who we are and because of our history. Our cultural influence in music, language, fashion, and activism is wide and deep and extends way beyond the borders of the United States of America. We are native to the United States. We were here at the inception of this country. We were here before America was formed as a union. We have a long established identity here. So this is what we have to remember about ourselves. And it really doesn't matter what other people think about us. What's really important is what we think about them. So when people say, oh, you're next, you're going to be deported, you can either respond with, no, I'm native to this country, or say nothing at all, because nothing is going to change because they say that. Okay, let me know what you think about the video, and have a good evening.